Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Vishwa Talks. My name is Trishan. Thank you all for attending today's event. For those of you who have attended a Vishwa Talk before, a warm welcome back. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, here's a little bit about us. Vishwa Talks is a space to expand the horizons of your mind. Every webinar, we call experts from different domains to discuss and examine opinions, issues, problems, and perspectives. Each webinar is an interactive session where we walk away with more respect for each other and a deeper understanding of the topic at hand. If you miss a session, please visit our website or YouTube channel for a full library of past Vishwa Talks on interesting topics. Today on Vishwa Talks, we will be discussing on the cause ecology and environment. Our speakers for today's Vishwa Talk are Dr. Monika V. Mullick and Mr. Vivek Meenchriel, and they will lead us through a session in just a few moments. Dr. Monika V. Mullick has been practicing as a veterinary doctor for the last 30 years. She has been treating street animals for free for several years and helping animal lovers and rescuers to follow their passion. She coordinated between Dano Municipal Corporation and IDA for ABC program in 2013, under which more than 1,500 dogs were neutered. She provided free consultation and anti-rabies vaccine to all dogs. Vivek Meenchriel is an active rescuer and has safely rescued animals like dogs, cats, cows, several reptiles like snakes and lizards. For more than 10 years, in several challenging situations, he has been handling a team, Ashray Home for Animals, for the injured and handicapped animals, and on ground treatment and feeding process. He is a certified veterinary assistant. Before we get started, I would like to inform our audience that our speaker will be taking questions from you after our main talk. So please leave your questions in the chat or raise a hand and we will allow you to ask your questions in person. I request everyone to turn on your webcam while asking the questions. Now, without further ado, I invite our speaker to begin today's Vishwa Talk. Hello, Vivek.
Hello. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Vishwa Talks. So today's topic is animal rescue. Basic understanding. We are going to understand how to, what is the ethical way to rescue animals. And I am really thrilled to see so many people joining this webinar so that they could help animals. I hope you learn something from this webinar. Should we start with the PowerPoint?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So Ashray and Kemia Veterinary Clinic is working together since more than 10 years now. We have been taking calls for street animals, homeless animals, injured animals, where Dr. Monika Mullick, the Kemia Veterinary team, helps us to treat animals for free. Ashray Home for Animals is a team where we keep animals. Where they are admitted there, they are taken care of. The foster care is done there till they're healthy and fit to release back into the locality. So the animals that we work with are street animals, dogs, cats, kettles. Sometimes there are animals like snakes, reptiles, or other kind of animals. So next slide, please. Yeah, becoming emotionally and mentally equipped for the challenging of being an animal rescuer. So this means that animals, when you rescue animal, you have to be emotionally prepared. You should know you are there are various kind of infections that you could carry from one animal to another. So when you see an animal that is in stress, instead of jumping into the cause and trying to rescue it immediately, I would say take a moment to wait, understand the situation, keep calm, and then handle the animals. Especially if you're handling birds and puppies, like whenever you see a street dog roaming around in the street, if it is a puppy roaming around in the street, you might think, oh, it's a lost dog. You might want to pick it up. Might to take it home and find them a home. And it might be not in good decision, because they, instead of doing that, if you could look around the place, if you could search for the mother or the other litters, or if you could ask people around, if if they know about these puppy, if they know about this dog, or if anything like that. Same goes for the animals. Same goes for the birds. When you see a bird fallen down, do not pick them up immediately and take it home. Instead of that, wait, understand the situation, look around. Then there may be a nest around. There may be a mother looking out for the chick. So instead of directly going and rescuing the dog,
Hello, Vivek. We seem to have lost your sound. Could you please recheck? Could you please unmute and mute yourself and unmute?
it helps them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can continue. We lost you for a second there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. So yeah, so basically it's so basically you have to be mentally and physically prepared. You have to maintain the hygiene. You have to take care of yourself to help animals first. If you are not healthy enough, if you are not fit enough to help animals, seeing such situation where the dog might have rabies and you want to help the dog because you see the dog is choking in it. So you directly go and you directly want to get hold of the dog. That is, I think you should know some basic things about animals before you rescue the animals. Yeah. Next slide, please. Next slide.
Next slide, please.
Yeah, so these are some situations I would like to explain here. The first picture with the fire brigade, this was in Dahanu, where with the Dahanu Nagar Palika team, we had rescued a cat that was stuck on the tree. Since last 2 days, we used to get calls since last 2 days. We are trying to help it out, but then we contacted the local department, local Nagar Palika. They came with the proper equipments and all. So we managed to rescue the cat safely. The other picture, this was during lockdown period where pandemic period where we were helping animals, where police was also actively involved in it. So yeah, there we are treating dogs. There we were helping dogs to it is a puppy that we were trying to treat. Next slide, please. So this is again a situation where a dog was fallen into a well. The people behind me, is the Danu Nagar Palika team, where we rescued the dog that was fallen into a well, safely rescued. The reason we call out the department, the reason we call out because they are the responsible people. Hello, am I audible? So they are
You're
the
audible.
yeah. So they are the responsible people allotted by government. So whenever there is such rescue call, which I think is little bit, risky, or maybe the authorized people should know about it. The reason behind it is because it could be, many things could go wrong in such situations. So we need to have government backup sometimes. So yeah, so this is Dano Nagar Palika with Ashray team and female veterinary team helping the street dog fallen into a well. The dog was rescued safely and is still healthy right now. Next slide. So yeah, here we are trying to catch a dog for the sterilization camp. So most of the people, so what happens animals, you with less stress. So, when you handle animals, it should be when you go running towards the animal gets scared, might get defensive, and it might try to attack you. So you need to calm down the animal first. How do you calm down the animal first? You be calm. So when you are calm, when your energy is calm, the animal tries to understand. So if you all know this, there are many cases where they say animal understands you all emotionally, mostly dogs. So if you're in distress, if you're angry, if you're happy, if something is going around, so animal knows about it. So whenever there is an intention that you want to go and handle this animal, or if you want to capture this animal, instead of running behind it, use proper equipments like net. Do not use grasper and all if you're doing there is no proper training. Net is preferable. Avoid direct handling if you don't know the history. And once you handle an animal, make sure you sanitize yourself, so that if there is any transmittable disease, you are not going to be a carrier. So you don't carry any disease from this animal to other animal. So yeah. So this is the way you catch an animal. This is the way you approach an animal before you handle the animal. Second slide. Yeah, so this is an on-ground treatment. This is not at the shelter. So this is an on-ground treatment where, so this is a few years ago where those days we didn't had shelter. We only had, few of us, like doctor, me and the few of us roaming around, helping animals, trying to give them ease enough. So there's this case that we couldn't take them to the shelter. There's no shelter around. So this was treated there itself on the road. So the moral of the story is you don't need a shelter. So basically when you say, I'm not equipped enough, I don't have things to do, there are no proper backup, there are no support. So it's not like that. If you want to do it, you can do it anywhere, anyhow. So yeah, so this is the maggot wound. It was the brain was exposed. It almost, I think it took 2 or 3 weeks to recover. On the road itself, the dog recovered. Next slide, please. So yeah, being a canine trainer, I get lots and lots of, I get lots and lots of questions, when there are people who buy breeds. There are people who buy breeds, I want German Shepherd, that too, not a German Shepherd, that too, triple coat German Shepherd, double coat German Shepherd. The question is, where is this German Shepherd is from? The German Shepherd belongs to Germany, you know. Double coat, triple coat, it is because they can survive in Germany, not in India. Last, they get these dogs, German Shepherd, and they think it's a guard dog, so they leave it in the farm. German Shepherds are very sensitive in India. Especially this case that you see right here is the left side. It is it's the same breed basically. Both the pictures are the same breed. The left one is in the environment here in India. So this dog was thrown out of the vehicle on the highway, NH 48 highway. So somebody might have thought, I would want a Saint Bernard, a good big looking dog, So when they got in this dog, they found out, oh, it is not suiting this environment. The hair is all over the place. It is, it is hard for the dog to survive. There is drooling a lot. There is, there are various kind of infections, skin infection happening to the dog. So the bill is a lot. So when you think to get a dog, you get into excitement, then you think, okay, दो पैसा ज़्यादा आ जाता है, कुछ अच्छा breed ले लेता हूँ. No, that is not the way. If you do your proper research for your single phone that you buy, a non-living object, why don't you research before you getting a dog? So such kind of a breeds, it is very very difficult. I'm not saying all the people here would keep the Saint Bernards or the different breeds in the same condition, but most of the time it happens because they don't belong here. Yeah, the second picture of the so basically I would like to talk about this breed a little bit in details. The name is Saint Bernard. What does Saint Bernard mean? Saint means God. Bernard means a huge animal, a huge thing. Why it is called Saint Bernard is because this animal is usually on the snowland where people go for trekking, or maybe some of the army people going there. Because of landslide, they get buried into the snow and all. Saint Bernard has a capacity, because it is a huge dog. It has a capacity of carrying 2 liters of wine or any kind of a spirit like whiskey, vodka, whatever it is, to ease the human. So they are very good sniffers. So this, whenever there is this landslide, they are left open. The rescue team takes Saint Bernard along with them. When they sense any human buried under there, they would inform, there is a signal that they give to the rescuer. They start digging, and then the Saint Bernard gives the whatever the liqueur there is in the barrel. So it is not to party basically the liqueur. It is because that when you give liqueur when it is cold in the extreme cold weather, the liqueur would ease them. The liqueur is warm inside there, so it would ease the human, and recovery chances much better. So that is why Saint Bernard, a dog that is called a saint, a god that saves a human's life. So I believe it is our responsibility to take a proper decision and buy a dog. Yeah. Next slide, please. So once again, I want to explain this. So this is a video of a young guy, Kiyash. He is just once. So he's just 8 years old. Most of the time, what happens is it's the kid.
We moved to this farm and adopted both of these dogs. His name is Bagheera.
Yeah, so most of the time, what happens is the younger member of the family, basically the kid, is the one who is demanding the pets. I want this breed, I want this dog. So this is here we have a young 8-year-old kid, Kiyash, who understood the concept of having pets and accepted, basically gave good homes to these two street dogs, gave them proper training, gave them proper food, kept them healthy, and there is something that he wants to share. So let's see how well his dogs are trained, how well his dogs are being a street dog. So the point is, I'm trying to tell is there is nothing such as if it is a breed, then only it will obey you, then only it will listen, then only it will get trained. No, the dog is a dog. So yeah, let's listen to the bird.
And her name is Adi. Vivek uncle helped us train both of them, and they are very obedient and strong. Also, they are very gentle with me and my grandparents too. Sit, sit, down. Wait, wait. 1, 2, 3, eat. Good boy.
Adu, go.
Hello. Yeah, so this is it. So this I believe. this I believe was a proper example where it shows, breed is not the thing that you're looking for. It is not the breed, it is the human that keeps the dog, how it keeps the dog. How do you keep your dog? How well do you train your dog? How much time do you give your dog? So it is all about the family decision. It is all about the thing that, it is about your initiative. Yeah. So this slide shows handling snakes. So yeah, as I told you, we get lots of calls, and there are calls for street animals, snakes, reptiles. So yeah, here I'm handling snakes. So there are, you do not try to practice this if you are not trained. Okay. If you want to get into snake rescue, or if you want to get into something like that, first the essential thing is you need to understand the species. You need to understand the snake, because some of the snakes are poisonous, some of the snakes are non-venomous. So yeah, so you need to understand the species. Proper equipment is needed: stick, hand gloves, shoes, everything is needed to rescue snakes. Yeah, and there are different kinds of snake call that I get. You need to understand this. If you get a call, if I get a call, some of the call is like, there is a snake in my farm. Why do I catch a snake that is in the farm? It is in their natural habitat, right? Why would I? It's like I'm kidnapping the snake and throwing it somewhere else where it doesn't belong. Yeah, if the snake has entered your property indoor, maybe in your bedroom, in your toilet, in your, somewhere in the where you think it might be risky for the snake as well as for the humans, yeah, that is the correct time when you call for the rescue. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is how rescue work basically works. So the first picture here is rescue call. So basically what happens is, first thing what we get is a rescue call. Okay, there is a dog here that is injured. Okay, so what we do, what is the first step that we take is, go to the spot, analyze the spot. Okay, what has happened? What is the cause? What happened to the dog? Is it an accident or whatever it is? Then the second step is, inform the local responsible department. Inform the local responsible department in the sense as, if there is dog, if there is a cow, if there is any domesticated animals, I would go to a nagar palika or municipal corporation or something like that. If it is a wild animal or a wild reptile, then I would go to a forest department. If it is if it is a cruelty case where somebody is beaten up the dog, so I am not the person who would go and fight to that guy. I would not fight for the dog. I would, what instead I would do is, I would inform the police department. Let the legal authorities do its job. Secondly, what you do is, you find out you give the ease to the dog, or the animal, whatever it is. If it is a bird, you do not, like I said, you do not rush to help the animal. You calm down yourself first, then you do it in a proper according manner. Like if it is a bird, then you take a towel, wrap the bird around with the towel and pick it up with in a gentle way. If it is a dog, it must be in stress because it is straight away got into the accident. It won't come to your hand like that. It might, it might try to bite you when it is, it is in pain. It's not that the dog is aggressive. The dog is in pain. Anybody who is in pain would not understand. It would, it is their natural behavior. So basically, you need to ease the animal. You need to calm down the animal, and then find out the custody. Is there a owner around? Is there a feeder around? Or most of the time in India, what happens is, what I have seen especially is, most of the beggars would have a dog. So most of the time you need to find out, what is there anybody who is taking care of the dog. So what happens is, if you make out if there is any custody that you can give under it too. So basically what you can do is, if it is not that serious, if it could be treated on road, so you could just inform the owner or the caretaker, this is the medicine, we come and we'll give it, or you can give the medicine or if it is serious, if it is, it needs the facility to, if you need to admit the dog, if you need to provide a shelter to the animal, then we take it to the vet, which is Kimia Veterinary Clinic, where doctor would diagnose the animal and she would decide if the dog needs the shelter or the admission or whatever it is, and the treatment is given. Followed by we take them to the shelter, admit them, administer the medicine, take care of them. Once if we think that animal is healthy again, fit to release again, then what we do is again a vet visit before we release the animal. So we make sure the animal is fit to release. So there is no injury left, there is no symptoms going around. Might be we don't understand, but vet could diagnose it well. So before releasing any animal, we take it to the vet and then release the animal. When you release the animal, it is also good if you could, call the responsible department again, so that if you are releasing a dog in somebody's premises, people would not enjoy it. When you pick up the dog, they're like, okay, fine, it's they're taking out the dog, but some people would be like, no, I don't want this dog back. So that time you would end up getting into trouble and all. So that is the reason why you need to have a local department who take the charge. Next slide, please. So this is just a training video where, so basically, when I say training, so training is, sit down, stay, all those kind of tricks. It is not called training, this all things you can learn it from YouTube also, right? The reason that you need to train your dog is to get your dog well mannered, obedient. You don't want your dog to run over people and jump on people like that. When you take them on the street, they would run away. They might get into accident or something like that. So to avoid such things, so basically to avoid such things, you need to train the animal obedient enough. So,
Speak. Good. You go. One step. Speak. You go.
Bad boy.
Speak. Speak. No. Speak. 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 Good.
Bad boy.
निकालना है, सब नहीं करना। This is all very wrong, क्योंकि ये तो अगर बाई चांस किसी को
So yeah, from here, Dr. Monika would proceed. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Now we'll just take it from where Vivek has stopped. I'll be talking about little about rescue. As a vet, what is my role? And some precautions are to be taken by rescuers before starting a rescue. If you decide I want to start rescuing the animals, so what you need to do is you have to look after your personal safety first. Hero बनने मत जाओ कि मैं एक rescuer हूँ, मैं ऐसा करूँगा, मैं वैसा करूँगा. It's not done. First, you take a basic precautions about your safety, as in use gloves. Take proper vaccinations, say anti-rabies vaccinations beforehand, because see, detecting rabies is a very tricky thing, And sometimes even vets are confused about whether the dog is rabid or not. And to be judging the dog looking from the far and trying to rescue him, and if he's got a rabies, there's no cure for rabies. Not in animals, not for humans. There's no cure. So you are putting your own life at risk by doing all these things. So if you want to thoda paisa kharcha kar do, or there are government hospitals who give anti-rabies vaccines for free. Try to get anti-rabies vaccines for yourself and keep on taking one vaccine a year, so that there won't be any chances of getting rabies, or basically it's a rabies, बाकी तो disease कैसे भी cure हो सकते हैं, rabies has no cure. So first and foremost, your safety first. Then as Vivek said, take a help of local people whenever you want to rescue this, because a lot of people may be knowing the dogs locally. So try to take their help so that you scare the dog, injured dog least, and the people can help you handle the dogs better. Now, I would suggest if you want to become a serious rescuer, then you should have a first aid kit ready with you. See, a small box containing some steroids, basically to prevent shocks, or if it's a poisoning, there can be various kind of rescues. There can be dog can be injured in the road accident, or dog baby in the shock. The dog has been run over by the car, or dog has been hit by some people, or it's been burned by some people. So you need to have a basic first aid kit to treat the dog on the spot as an emergency measure, because most of the dogs go into shock. They are very much frightened, so we need to have some dexamethasone or some injection, which any vet will tell you what injections to carry, basic injection, and try to at least learn a basic injection, how to give a basic injection. I'm not saying you learn how to give intravenous injections or drip or something like that, but basic injection which will take care of a pet and prevent a further damage to the pet. So I would suggest you make a kit saying some homeopathy medicines like arnica or something, which will act as a painkiller, as well as basic to prevent the shock. You can keep bandages, cottons, tourniquet. If the dog is bleeding a lot, maybe he's ran over by the car, he's got injured and he's bleeding, then you can put a tourniquet as we do for snake bites or something, and try to prevent the bleeding. Then some basic betadine liquid, some ointments, liquids, sprays for the maggoted wounds, or there are some medicines which can be sprayed on the wounds on the dog. So in Dahanu, what happens is we always, not in Dahanu, everywhere you see the dogs with injuries on the head, maggoted wounds, where dogs can't reach that place, and then they die in that. So what you can do is keep a basic medicine which you can pour on the spot, so that it will prevent a further damage, and you will help the dog in some way to stop the maggoted wound infestation and damage to the dog. So if it's accidental injury, you try to first stop the blood flow. If it's injury is there and a lot of bleeding is happening, just put something, tie some bandage or tightly or somewhere above the bleeding area, so that you can stop the bleeding. Otherwise, the dog can die of bleeding itself, if not by anything else. If it's a spinal cord injury, you need to rush the dog to the vet. There's no other way of doing anything else. Then if it's poisoning, then you can use some atropine or dexa. Atropine sulfate is a universal antidote for most of the poisons. So just keep atropine and dexa always in your kit, and you can really save the dog on time, rather than and without spending much time and wasting much time from taking the dog to the vet. You can administer this thing at the time and give the pet, the animal, some time to recover on the way. Then always one missing is you cannot, once the animal is healed or whatever, the animal has been treated, you have to leave the animal at the same spot. You cannot just leave it somewhere else. That's a government rule. That's a basic rule of the government. कि जिधर से उठाया है उधर ही छोड़ना पड़ेगा. It's a crime to leave the animal anywhere else. So as Vivek said, there can be some issues with people in the vicinity. You have to tell them and nicely explain to them that okay, this animal has to be left. It is according to the rule of the government. And what I think is basically about cruelty to animals, we need to spread awareness from the young age also in the people, because what happens is I have seen many places where parents are hitting the dogs with the stones and everything. So the child is seeing that, and child also starts doing the same. If the parents are afraid of the dog unnecessary, then the child is also automatically going to get afraid of the dog or the animal, and it will it will pass the same thing to their children. So basically we need to spread awareness in schools or colleges and tell people, like how there was a video about we had gone to some school, and I had taken my rescue dog. She's paralyzed. So, and children were first afraid to touch her and everything, but once she went to next to them, they realized that the dog is not ferocious. Even if she was looking ferocious, she was not at all ferocious, and they enjoyed playing with her and everything. So if that fear is taken out of their mind from the beginning, that will slowly help changing the society. That's what I think. Now another thing is, now I would like to talk about basic symptoms of rabies. Symptoms are very tricky, as I said. Mostly the dogs dogs are disoriented. It's not always that there has to be, the dog has to be ferocious. There are two forms of rabies. One is dumb form and one is the ferocious form. So mostly a ferocious form is not present in the domesticated dogs. There is always dumb form. So by the time the disease progresses, even the owners will not know that the dog has contracted rabies. So in the dumb form, what happens is, ferocious form, so everybody will know the dog starts biting other dogs, and they will just go to anyone's compound, bite people, bite dogs, and they will be just running around without any this thing. There is no पानी का डर तो उनको रहता नहीं है, as people say कि hydrophobia वगैरह. They basically, what happens is their neck muscles are paralyzed, throat muscles are paralyzed, so they cannot drink or eat, and because of the paralysis there will be always saliva coming out of their mouths and jaws, and they cannot close their mouth. So if you see a dog which cannot close its mouth and there's salivation, you can always suspect it is a rabid dog, and he'll be a little bit disoriented. He won't listen to you, he won't react to you, or maybe he'll just charge at you. So prevent touching such animals. Maybe inform some experienced people or vet or something, so that the vet can decide, because it also may happen that the dog is not rabid, it's just got some mouth ulcers, and it will behave the same way. It will not be able to gulp, it will start salivating and everything. So let the vet judge. You don't go out judge the dog and say कि अरे इसको rabies हो गया, put down, उसको put down कर दो, उसको ये कर दो, उसको मार के because a lot of people take the things in their hand and they kill the dog on the site when the dog has not got rabies. So that all should be prevented, and you need to take your safety into this thing also. Now I will talk something about the pets. As in rescue, you also need to be, if you want to adopt a pet, so for that also you have to be emotionally and financially ready. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज मैं डिसाइड किया मुझे शाम तक पेट चाहिए, किसी भी करके मुझे शाम तक पेट चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होता. Lot of thought should go into it. First and foremost, you will need to spend some time with the pet once you buy a pet, because it will be a member of your family. Second thing is financially is going to be a little this thing on you. The vaccinations are there, food is there. It depends on what food that is. You can decide almost, but thoda sa to burden hoga if the pet falls sick. Then you have to take him to the doctor and not try because itna doctor ka bill ho raha hai to abhi nahi parwad raha hai. Aisa it cannot be that way. So just on the Vim पे जाके उठा के किसी को लाने का मतलब नहीं है. And you also should consider the opinion of other family members in the family, because it so happens that एक को चाहिए रहता है, तो people just I like the pet, I like the dog, so I got a dog, and other family members don't like the dog. So it so happens that after 2-3 months, because the dog is not getting adjusted, the person who has got the dog, he is no more, he is working somewhere or doing some other job. So other family members are not paying attention to it, and the finally dog goes for adoption. So that should not happen. It's about all the pets. Basically, I'm not talking about only dogs and cats, maybe birds or whatever. So. So now we have various kind of pets. It's not pet means always a dog or cat. There can be birds, there can be fishes, there can be hamsters, there can be guinea pigs, there can be fishes. So basically you need some space for the dog in your house. So you need to decide which pet is suitable for your house. You cannot just keep as you saw Saint Bernard, you can't keep a Saint Bernard in 2-bedroom flat or 3-bedroom flat. You need to have a big space for the Saint Bernard or any big breed to run around, have exercise. Otherwise, the dog will be sitting and putting on weight, and it will start getting other issues of this thing, and it will start getting frustrated, and there will be some mental issues also. If you want to keep fishes, then you need to change water regularly. Keep this water aerated. What kind of water, at what temperature is the water? It's not just एक लाया fish tank लाके उस fish को डाल दिया. Then you have to see that whether different fishes you are keeping, whether they are compatible with each other. Because what happens is sometimes 2 different species are kept, and one type of fish just eats up the other fishes in the list. तो आज 4 fish लाए हो, कल एक ही बचा है, बाकी तीनों को उसने खा लिया. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Even birds, you need to have, you can't keep them in a small cage. You need to give them proper cage, proper nesting, maybe matka rakha, some boxes, nesting boxes or something like that. Give them varied food. You, if possible, try to leave them in the open environment. A lot of people leave their birds in the open environment once in a while. So you can do all those things. Then there are some pets which you cannot keep. There are some animals you cannot keep. They are banned by the government. Basically, birds, you cannot keep any indigenous bird except pigeons. Pigeons you can keep, but others you can't keep. Parrots. A lot of people do not know that they cannot keep parrots. It's illegal. You cannot keep a sparrow also in the house as a pet. Nothing, no other bird. You can keep exotic birds, but not Indian bird except pigeons. So just remember that you cannot keep snakes in the house. You cannot keep certain type of turtles in the house. So all this, find out which is illegal, which is legal, because a pet shop from where you are going to purchase all these pets, they are not going to tell you, because their intention is to sell the pet animal. So they are not going to tell you that. So before adopting any pet, deciding to adopt any pet, go to a vet, sit with the vet for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and find out, discuss with them what kind of environment is suitable for which kind of animal, and then you go ahead with the decision. Like if you want to keep a dog, you just select the breed. You don't just randomly select the breed. You just there are always certain breeds which are kept only for guard dogs. Some are family dogs. Some are kept for hunting. Hunting, so we don't do every year. But these breeds have been specifically formulated to do certain amount of things. Now, what happens is, a lot of people on the farm, they keep Labradors. because they think it's a guard dog. क्योंकि क्यों है तो पुलिस में है, वो जंजीर था, वो ऐसा था, वैसा था. अरे police dogs, Labrador are kept as a police dog only as sleepers and not for a guard dogs. If you want to keep a guard dog, keep a German Shepherd or a Labrador or a this thing Doberman or certain Rottweilers or something like that who are ferocious and who will help you in guarding. And guarding मतलब ये नहीं कि किसी को कोई आया अंदर तो उसको जाके काट लिया. This is not a guarding. A lot of people now tell Vivek when Vivek is taking a training, उसको काटने को सिखा. This is not a part of a training. They should not be. They should just be able to frighten the people and not start biting the people. It will create a legal problems for the person owner also in smaller. And always when you keep a dog or something, you should always keep a this thing outside your house or a bungalow that there is a dog inside. So because what happens is people unknowingly just enter the bungalow and the dog attacks it, bites them, and there will be issues with the police and all that. Do we have time?
We
5
have
minutes?
to end soon. Yeah,
5
5 minutes. Yes.
Okay. So after visiting a vet, you decide what kind of animal you want to keep. Then where to get a pet from, you don't, as far as possible, don't get it from a breeder. Don't get it from proper markets. Don't get it from the markets where these animals are kept in small cages, dumped in small cages. 100 parrots रखे हुए हैं 3-4 feet इसमें ऐसा. don't 10 puppies in one cage. Don't buy pets from such places. Try to get them adopted from known people or known families where they are been raised in the family. Then there are always chances of they being healthy. And the second is by buying pets from certain markets and everything, or breeders, we are encouraging a wrong practice. We're encouraging them to breed the dog every 6 months so that they can keep on selling the pups. So we don't want that. Whenever you want a dog's well-being also, you should be thinking of. So and that one thing I wanted to this thing. Then once you get a pet, immediately take it to the vet. Because what happens is a lot of people are told by the breeders or whoever they buy that abhi aisa karo, waisa karo, waisa karo. A lot of wrong information is given, and people do accordingly. The basic is when the dog is puppy is there, people tell them 3-4 महीने के बाद उसका first vaccination करो. ऐसा नहीं रहता है. Vaccination should be not 6 weeks of age. And the 3 महीने तक लोग बैठे रहते हैं घर पे, and the dog has already contacts half of the viral diseases. That should not happen. So just take it to the vet and find out what needs to be done immediately. Some supplements are needed for some breeds. Supplements are not needed for some breeds. So all that your vet will tell you. Don't listen to 10 people around and try to do everything. Whatever is other people are telling you, vet is the person you need to go to. Now, how to find out that your dog is well or not? So basically, once you are with the dog all the 24/7, you will know that what are the activities of the dog, how much he eats, how much he plays, how much. So you will immediately notice the dog is not the same. Your animal is not the same. Not dog, cat, whoever it is playing less, eating less. थोड़ा डल हो गया, एक जगह पे बैठा रहता है. थोड़ा सा गरम लग रहा है, बुखार है, थोड़ा तो if you find something like that, do not try to do home remedies, because a lot of animals cannot tolerate human medicines. And in cats are not tolerant to aspirins and paracetamols and whatever stomach pain medicines. They will get severe reactions to those. And ऐसा आधा एक खिला दिया, मेरे कैट को मैंने एक क्रोसिन खिला दिया. अरे कैट कितना है? Cat is 2 kilos, you are 60 kilos, and you are giving your dose to the cat. So don't do all these things. Just take it to the vet. It will save your time, money, and it will save your animal also. So these are the basic things. I think my time is up. So,
yes. Ma'am, could you please elaborate on the picture that is being shown in the PPT?
This, this is there was a appeal for the money for treatment of this husky, which was found on the street. and they were asking for around 1.5 to 2 lakhs rupees for the treatment of this husky. He was completely skin infections, no hair, and emaciated and everything. So after I saw the picture, I offered them to bring this dog husky to the shelter, and we treated him. I think after for a month we treated him. We almost finished the treatment within 15,000, which for which the vets in Bombay were quoting around 1.5 to 2 lakhs. And there's a picture of afterwards also, after the dog was cured. See, this is the dog after 1 month. It was adopted by one lady, and both are very happy together. So this is one example of how things can be done properly. I am not going into what are the prices involved, like what are the charges involved and where they are involved. I am a small town vet, so I try to do things at a economical rates, because this is a small town. This is not Bombay or something like that. But this is just an example. Another 2 minutes I'll take. After this slide, I just remember that there are a lot of organizations in Bombay or various cities, big cities, where unnecessary people are asking for money. I'm sorry, Kishan, but this I have to say. पैर टूट गया, उसका एम्पुटेट कर दो, एम्पुटेशन के लिए 75,000. अरे why do you want to spend 75,000 on the amputation when dog is going to be happy with 3 legs? Why do you want to go for use that money somewhere else? That's what I'm saying. Just find out what is the practical way. Instead of making 75,000 rupees, spending 75,000 for amputating the leg of a dog who's anyway happy running on the 3 legs. Why do you want to spend that kind of money? So you should always take into consideration whether that money can be spent somewhere else. You can do a lot of ABC, this thing, neutering and everything in that money. You can treat a lot of serious dogs with that money. So I think there you should always take a call whether the money is well spent on the cause it has been asked for. So now that I would like, because I have got one friend of mine who was always asking for itna paisa, and I have told him twice or thrice ki don't waste money on all these things. Dog will be all right, and the dog has become all right. So it is, we should always be little less emotional and more practical about all these things. There will be always be people who will want to give the money, but whether you want to take the money for the causes, real causes, or it's just emotional this thing part of it, you should always be aware, thinking about that also.
All right. Thank you so much for the session, ma'am. I'll just move on to some poll questions for the audience, and then we'll resume with the question answers. So before we move to the question and answers, I would like to request the audience to take a 30-second, take 30 seconds to answer a poll for us. The purpose of the poll is to help us understand you a little better so that we can curate the topics better that we bring to you. You can also let us know in the chat box how you found out about Vishwatalks. If you are a Vishwatalks subscriber, heard about it through your friends or family, or found out about it through social media. While you take the survey, I would like to express my gratitude to everybody who has joined us today for their presence and interactive contribution to making this webinar a success. I extend my gratitude to our speakers, Dr. Monika and Vivek, for taking time to grace the event. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Vishwa. What is Vishwa? I'd like to share a little bit about it, our mission, and how everyone can contribute to it. Vishwa is an online platform for everyday change makers and social champions. It's a crowdfunding and crowdsourcing platform that is aimed at helping anyone find the support they need in their efforts to fulfill dreams for themselves and for others as well, and in the process make the world a better place. We have a vertical called Vishwa Materials. Vishwa Materials is a crowdsourcing platform designed to distribute materials in your local communities. All you have to do is list your gently used or unused items on vishwa.org and wait for someone to request them. You will be grateful to declutter your home of things you no longer need, as well as give them to someone who needs them more. Also, this Ugadi, Vishwa India is launching its material donation drive, and this is because after we had a huge success during the Diwali material donation campaign, and we are able to collect a significant amount of donations from a lot of generous donors and also help those in need. We are thrilled to announce that Vishwa is organizing the biggest material donation drive in Hyderabad on Ugadi Day, and you can be a part of this noble cause. You can donate your gently used items and materials such as clothes, furniture, books, electronics, utensils, phones, shoes, toys, etc. I'm going to talk about some of the fundraisers we've had and our success stories. It warms our heart here at Vishwa to see the real impact that our platform is creating in the world. I'd like to mention one of the success stories. Srijana, a student with cerebral palsy. Srijana, a student she's got cerebral palsy and she was traveling to approximately 12 to 13 kilometers using public mode of transport. And it's a great difficulty traveling with a lot of body parts paralyzed. And her principal started a fundraiser with Vishwa, and that enabled us to raise funds for an electric three-wheeler vehicle. And now she travels by herself with the electric three-wheeler vehicle. And I'd like to mention some other fundraisers that are going on and how people can help. Yashita belongs to a below poverty line group. Her father passed away due to corona, and her mother is not self-sustainable. The school management is also supporting this child by supplying school uniform and other required books. She's studying in grade 6 at SR Biggie School, AS Rao Nagar, Hyderabad. She's trying to be a part of sponsorship program to continue her studies. So we have a fundraiser that's going on, and anyone who would like to help her pay her yearly fees, please do. Also, I'd like to mention the upcoming talks before moving on to the questions. The upcoming talk. All right, we'll just move on to the questions for now. Thank you. All right, ma'am. So there's a question from Nandini Sharma. I'm going to unmute the participant.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Nandini Sharma. I'm currently studying physiotherapy. So I'm really, I'm really grateful. What are you doing for dogs and other animals? I'm really into want to animal help them. So how can I be participant in your foundation? I want to really part of this foundation.
Where are you from?
I'm from Gujarat.
Okay, Gujarat. Okay, so we are basically from Dahanu. We have not yet become an NGO yet, but we need to have some money for medicines, food, and basic beds or something, beds or any material for sanitization and everything. So you can participate, you can come and visit the shelter anytime, because Gujarat and Dahanu are a little bit like closer by. So you can come, and you can also give us some donations for, currently we have donations for 5 nutrients per month. You can donate for that also. We charge very nominal amount for neutering of the stray dogs. So you can help us in that also.
Thank you.
Tishan, there was also one question about whether the chocolates are harmful for dogs. Yeah, you should not give chocolates to dogs. There's a this thing called theobromine in chocolates, which is not which is poisonous for dogs. And also grapes and grape products like raisins and everything, you should not be giving to dogs. As far as I am concerned, giving anything else is okay. There is always a dispute between not giving them milk and not giving them egg. Don't give them egg mostly. But I think in our generation where there was no pet food available, so our dogs and cats have raised on the milk and roti only. So not giving them milk doesn't make sense to me. But 100% no chocolates and no grapes.
All right. There's a question by Bharti Bhatia. I'm going to unmute her.
Hi, ma'am. Thank you for this session and the team. My question is regarding, like, I've been into rescue work since more than 3 years now. Okay. So I'm from Lucknow and I help the streeties over here. So like parvo, distemper and all these cases we have handled. Okay, my question is regarding mange. Okay, it's like we get to see a lot of streeties, the community dogs who have severe mange infection on their skin. Now, wherever we see them, there's a lot of kachra garbage over there. So I want to know is how much is this garbage damaging over them? Like, I think it's causing a lot of damage because people are accumulating all the waste and just throwing it in the open. Even we have municipal corporations coming and collecting trash, but still people are not that civilized enough to dispose of their waste in a proper manner. But this rescue work, which I believe is like it's like a circle, if you say, it's like a vicious circle. You keep on treating, then you see injured dogs, then again you keep on treating. So it is like somehow I feel waste of money and effort also because people are not willing to understand. So how, especially for mange, like what can we do? Like how can we create some awareness?
See, mange ke liye awareness is mange is generally transmitted mostly through dogs to dogs. So getting rid of it is a bit difficult, and awareness is also not going to be there. Only thing is, no, I don't think anything can be done about awareness for mange because it's actually transmittable disease.
No, not for me. Like for disposing of people behave in a little civilized way, dispose of their trash properly and all, where they understand that animals are also there in the society, they do exist, and because this causes a lot of sickness in them.
See, there is one thing that I want to discuss here is so basically, there is this lot of cases where people don't understand animals, and we being a rescuer, we feel we understand them better. So yeah, disposing of the garbage, that is another thing. But I would say there are people who dispose of the puppies also when they are, when the mother gives birth, when the mother is littered in the society or something like that. But there is a very gentle way to explain these things to the people is what I believe is, and what we understand is that dog behavior is such that when the female is not healthy enough, the female is not healthy enough, or the female is a little bit malnourished, or she can't take care of the puppies all by herself. So that is the time where she comes for the help from the human beings. We being the most intelligent animal in this planet, they understand it. They know there are some feeders here who would, give us food here, who would take care of my puppies. If anything happens to me, they are the one who's going to take care of the puppies. So they come here seeking help, and what people do is, few people who will not understand it, they would want to get rid of them. So same goes for the garbage disposal. Like this, I think we should start all by ourselves. In this sense, I'm not telling you to go and collect garbages from the people's house. But what we can do is whenever we feed dogs, whenever we are giving the food, make sure you have a bowl. Feed them in the bowl. Keep the environment clean. So when you step forward, when you start doing it by yourself, then people will take the initiative and try to do something. We can't just expect people to care about the environment, suddenly care about the dogs, suddenly care about the animals.
Basically, what I think is it's not good for the human beings also. throwing the garbage like that, let aside be the dogs, but then otherwise human also, if they don't understand that that is not good for human beings also, what are they going to understand that it is not going to be good for dogs? That is the main, that is has to come from within, and education is the most important thing. It's not going to go like that. Educating people about putting the garbage and everything, it's all fine, but they should understand themselves this is not to be done. Educating doesn't help. They have to, everyone knows the garbage is bad for their everyone's, humans health also, dogs health also, everything, but then still people keep on doing it. How do we start awareness about all these things?
There's a question by Arka Samantha. What kind of nutritional food and nutrition elements are required and should be given through food to dogs, and what should not be given to? I mean, you mentioned chocolate should not be given, but what would be other things?
As I said, chocolates and grapes are not to be given. Nutrition, if you are going to give them non-veg or you are going to give them a veg, you have to decide from the beginning where we want to put a dog on the veg diet or non-veg diet. उसको non-veg diet पे रख दो और फिर then after 6 months you decide suddenly I want a pet to be put on the veg diet, नहीं होगा. Whatever you want to put them, give them a habit from the beginning. As a puppy, you give them a habit. If you are giving them a veg diet, you need to give them a varied diet. It will be a combination of proteins. It should be combination of carbohydrate, fiber, everything. Veg में, non-veg में क्या होता है? Protein chicken में से मिल जाता है. तो veg में इतना protein नहीं मिलता है. So you give them a combination of say if you are going to make a roti or something, make a roti of jawar, bajra, various pulses, make a atta out of that, give them a roti and dal or something, dahi, which mix with little dahi or something like that. Egg is fine, boiled egg, or egg and rice is fine. You can give them all these things. But veg may you can give them fruits also. As I said, except grapes, you can give them food. You can give them oats, fruits, seasonal fruits, all are okay. This is my personal opinion, of course. Again, there will be every vet will have their own opinions. But as far as I have got 7 dogs and they all eat everything. Even if we give sweet at our place, they eat sweets also. So श्रीखंड और पूरी बनता है तो श्रीखंड और पूरी भी वो खाते हैं. तो इससे they haven't had any skin issues, neither they have got any gut issues or nothing like that. So they can have everything, little of everything. We don't eat sweets every day in this thing. Once in a month or something we eat sweets. So उधर उनको दे दिया तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So
is sugar harmful for them?
Not exactly, but sugar harmful means one of my clients वो तो चाशनी बनाती थी उसके स्पिट्स के लिए. एवरी डे द पेट विल हैव शुगर का सिरप रोटी. दैट इज गोइंग टू बी बैड ऑफ कोर्स. उसके बिना खाता ही नहीं. तो एवरी डे शुगर सिरप वाज मेड फॉर हिम एंड ही वुड हैव इट विद रोटी. So that is an extreme, but otherwise once in a while, once in a month, once in 15 days is okay.
All right. Thank you so much for the wonderful session, ma'am and Vivek. And I'd like to talk about the upcoming talks. It's on 11th of March, 2023, 11 a.m. It's for the cause Health and Family Welfare. Speaker's name is Mrs. Radhika Iyer Kalati. And the organization name is Ra Foundation. And she's also the founder of Anahata Organics Private Limited, trustee and founder of Ra Foundation. The topic name is Ayurvedic Rituals for Holistic Health and Well-Being. Lastly, please take a moment to subscribe to Vishwa Talks to get alerts on every new and exciting talk, exclusive events, and access to Vishwa community. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Also, please do follow Team Ashray Home for Animals on Instagram and Facebook. Do not forget to subscribe to Vishwa Talks. And if anybody has any more questions, we'll be continuing the session for another 5 minutes before we proceed to the breakout room. I now announce the closure of this session. Thank you so much for attending the event. All right. I see that there's not many questions to be addressed at the moment.
There was a question about whether the dogs can have eggs. Of course, they can have eggs.
All right.
They can have eggs. They can have little fish also if the fish is fresh. Some dogs are allergic to some fishes, but see all these dogs in what do you call it? Icy regions, they have regularly have fishes and all that. So there's no harm in having a fish. Only thing, whatever, no raw chicken, no raw mutton, no raw fish. Otherwise, everything is okay. Little bit, unless your dog is allergic to something and you know that he is allergic to something, that was particular.
Right. There's a question by Jayalakshmi Jayaraman. Is there any difference with raising country dogs?
Huh?
Is there any difference with raising country dogs? Or maybe
No, I don't think so. There is any difference in raising country dogs. In fact, raising a country dog is easier than raising a breed because they belong to the they adapt to the environment because they belong there. Yeah, but I would say country dog because they belong here because they are
wait, your voice is
climate.
getting cut.
You may have to.
Could you please repeat? Your voice got cut.
Hello. Yeah,
Yes.
so I was telling, so it is easy to raise a country dog rather than keeping a breed dog because they are very well adapted to the environment here. They belong here. Secondly, yeah, but you may have to train them a little. You may have to give them a little more exercise than you give it to a breed because they are used to the environment. They won't get tired easily. They will be most of the time active enough. So yeah, so it is easier and it is also better to have a Indian dog than having a breed. That is what I believe. And there is no difference between a breed and an Indian dog. There is nothing like that. Dog is a dog. The only thing you need to focus is on proper treatment, caretaking, giving them proper time, and training. That's it.
Okay.
I would like to add one sentence in this. Yes, there is country dogs are a little bit more stubborn in nature because they are not been adopted and kept as a pets for generations to come. So it takes little bit. You need to keep them on a little tight leash, and you give them like discipline them more than the breed dogs. But the diseases and everything is the same. It's not like country dog है तो फिर उसको वैक्सीनेशन की जरूरत नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं. lot of things ये तो रास्ते के डॉग है उनको क्यों वैक्सीनेशन देने का, ऐसा नहीं है. करने नहीं. I have got out of 7, my 6 dogs are country dogs, parias we call them. So it's absolutely okay, and you are giving a life to a good this thing. You're giving a good life to a state, so it's always better.
Okay. Vivek, can you elaborate a little more on a dog's body language and how to go about understanding it and how our body language should be when we are interacting with one?
Yeah. So basically, see, as I said earlier, so dogs are animals. Those are used for emotional attachment, emotional support dogs. So there are certain dogs, because they are chosen for that job is because they understand your body language, they understand you emotionally. So if you're scared, so most of the reason now there is this in India, there is this common thing, kutta kata 14 injection lag gaye. This is the common thing, but now it is not 14 injections that is the first thing. But to avoid that, when you walk through a path where there are street dogs or maybe there are pet dogs, if you ignore them, if you don't look them straight on the eyes, if you don't stare them and walk, they would not follow you, they would not run behind you. If you're looking, imagine you and me, we are, I'm walking through a street, I'm staring at a stranger like that. The stranger would get, curious, why is he staring at me like that? Same goes for the dogs. The dog is also getting curious. Oh, this guy is, there is something tricky going on with this guy. So that is what, out of curiousness, they start following you. And we as a human, oh my God, the dog is following me. So what do? We walk a little fast. The dog is also walking a little fast. And suddenly you start running. The dog is like, oh no, I need to understand. So there is this one case in Delhi that had happened. I would want to say this. So there's this guy who was taking a picture with a tiger. Yeah, it was a tiger, right? So he was clicking a picture from a distance in the enclosure, and then he lost his balance and he fell down in the pit where the tiger was, right? So if you had seen that video, you would see the tiger did not kill the human. The tiger did not eat the human. What did he do? So basically, the common thing that I would want to compare here is, if you keep a ball in front of the dog, it would not directly go and fetch the ball. It would try to understand. But if I am there somewhere around the ball, before I try to snatch it up, the dog would try to snatch it up, take it somewhere else, leave it there again, and try to understand what is this thing. So same happened with that guy. People were throwing stones, people were hitting the tiger, and this tiger was getting distressed. He he was trying to figure out what is happening, The guy is giving a movement. If he would have not given the movement, if he's standing straight, the dog or the tiger, whatever the animal it is, it wouldn't have attacked. And there is another nature's law, if you want to know this, nature says two-legged animals. If you have ever seen a dog fight, if you have ever seen a big cat fight, so the winner, the dog that is, or the animal that is dominant at the end of the fight would stand on the two legs to show its dominance. So most of the attacks, when you stand on the two legs, when you are standing, you're the dominating animal, right? So the animal would avoid attacking you. Instead of running, if you stand there still doing nothing, avoid the eye contact. Even the same things go for the wild animals as well. So if mostly why do a wild animal attack humans is because here in India, in local areas, in urban areas, where these people don't have toilets to go. So they go in the they go in the rice field or somewhere like that, and they sit. What does sit mean? The person is getting below the eye level of the animal, four-legged animal, the weaker animal. So this animal that doesn't understand would go for the human. That is how the attacks happen. So yeah, so we being a two-legged animal, we are already dominating animal. We are, but let's not use our domination for the wrong purpose and use it in a correct way. So yeah, so this is how you could avoid dog bite or animal attack or whatever it is. And very important thing is, there is a saying, do not trouble until the trouble troubles you. So, the animal sitting there doing nothing, you simply want to go and throw a stone, and then, you want to run, you want to pour a bucket of water on it. Of course, it is going to get defensive. Why would it take it like that? So, for that reason, do not go and, tease the animal without reason. Even if it is in the enclosure, it could give a serious damage to the animal. It could, mentally the animal gets stressed out, and then it couldn't figure out, if you throw a stone on an animal, on a path, if there is a dog, if you're throwing a stone on a dog continuously 10 days, you throw stones to the dog, a dog would not able to understand this guy is throwing stones on me. The dog would think, oh, humans are threat for me. Next time, even if I go, this dog is going to be suspicious. Okay, this guy might throw, before he throws stones, let me, take the chance. So that is how most of the animal attacks happen.
Wow. Okay. All right. I see there's no questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the wonderful information that you shared. I'd like to close this session now. Ma'am, please, ma'am and Vivek, please break and join the breakout room.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. हाँ हाँ देते हाँ करना है 1 मिनट तो बैकअप रूम ज्वाइन करते हैं ना हेलो क्या है हेलो बैकअप रूम किधर ज्वाइन करना है दिख नहीं रहा है किधर है ज्वाइन लिंक किधर है व्यू ऑप्शन कुणाल नाही आला कुणाल नाही आला हाँ क्या करूँ मैं अभी स्टार्ट वीडियो करूँ वापस तो क्या करूँ अरे मुझे तो मेल के भाई ने करके दिया था ब्रेकआउट रूम है ना एक मिनट टीम विश्व को ज्वाइन करना है हेलो और नहीं बाहर क्या हुआ लेके आने की जरूरत नहीं है, कौन सा लैब है ना, कितने साल का है? 3 महीने का लैब है ना। हाँ तो आप आ जाओ ना, 4 के बाद आ जाओ, मैं आपको गोली देती हूँ। एवरी 15 डेज उसको देना है 4 बार। अरे वो वापस बैकरूम ज्वाइन करना था तो मैंने एग्जिट किया था। अभी क्या करूँ? वही लिंक करके क्या करूँ? लिंक पे कैसे जाने का? वही लिंक पे